Hi everybody, welcome back for another tarot tea time. So tonight we are going to look into the situation with Selena Gomez and Francia Raisa. Now I'm not going to recount everything that's gone on because there are so many channels who are doing a great job of that right now. But it is weird to me that so much drama seems to have gone on between them over the years. It's strange to me that Francia unfollowed Selena Gomez on Instagram, but Selena Gomez is still following Francia. It's strange to me the way that Selena hasn't really acknowledged her by name in her documentary when she's really talking about mental health and her struggles. Like, I don't really know, right? It's a lot. So there's something here. So I thought it would be fun to consult the cards. Also, my podcast episode this week, the link is below. I look into Selena Gomez's birth chart and talk about the documentary a little bit more. So let's get into it though. Let's see what is going on between Selena and Francia. Why is there this drama happening right now? What is the current vibe? Let's get one card to describe the energy between them. I just mean like overall, okay? Overall, what is the energy between Selena and Francia right now? King of Swords. Okay, so this is not a touchy-feely card. The King of Swords is all about making decisions based on like what you think is best. It's kind of a harsh energy to get, especially when talking about like this sort of situation. It might be that someone is wanting to cut someone else off or already has in a lot of ways. Like, you know how you can kind of maintain like sort of a public friendship with someone, or you say hey when you see someone at a party, but you don't like call each other anymore. You're not like as close. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this King of Swords. There's kind of like a harsh energy. So let's look at them individually. Like, first of all, like, what is Selena Gomez's feeling towards Francia? Let's get that first. Because you would think it would just be like pure gratitude, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. It seems like a lot has unfolded between these two. So, oh, did you guys see that? Oh my God. We're going to take those absolutely. Two flipped out. We're going to take both. That was insane. Okay. Like, I need a moment. I need a little sip of my tarot tea. I don't have my teacup right now because it was a long day, but we're going to sip the tarot tea Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have the Chariot and we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is what describes Selena Gomez's feelings towards Francia. Now, this is kind of an odd energy, to be honest with you, because the Knight of Pentacles is like slow and steady wins the race. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. Confirmation. So whatever I'm about to say it's being confirmed. Okay, so we have slow and steady wins the race. Knight of Pentacles. This is like a steady energy. So I'm going to say this is how Selena views Francia. Someone that is like always going to be there for you, like someone that you can count on. Not necessarily like the, most, I don't know, like not like the most fun, wild and crazy friend. It's not the friend that maybe she feels the closest to, like in her heart. Like, this is not like an emotional card, but this is a card of like stability and trust and, just this slow and steady energy of like, I know that when the chips are down, I can count on this person. I know if this person tells me they're going to do something, I can count on them. So she does have like a very positive view of Francia overall. And this is the card I'm going to say that describes Selena. And so this is like kind of an opposite energy. Oh my gosh, goosebumps, literally, you guys. See if you can see those, like all over and like on my arms. Okay, this is crazy. So Selena views herself, or like the way that she comes through in this reading, her energy right now is the Chariot. Totally opposite energy. This is not a slow and steady wins the race card. This is not, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The Tarot Tea truth is that this is not necessarily a card of someone that you can count on. It's kind of the opposite. This is a card that describes somebody who is like always on the move, always on the go. This is somebody who is really going where they want to go as fast as they can. So I really think that this shows Selena focused on herself. So I'm going to say that she has positive, fond feelings towards Francia, but she's in a place right now where she really is more focused on herself. So I'm going to say that she didn't intend to harm Francia by making these comments, but she just is kind of in her own world right now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it was kind of more thoughtless. It wasn't like intentional. It was just sort of something that happened. It's like, she didn't mean to hurt her, but she wasn't really even thinking of her, which I guess is probably what hurt Francia. So on that note, let's get Francia's energy. What is she feeling towards Selena? Okay, wow, that feels right. I could totally see that. Especially from the documentary, Selena did seem like she was really focused on herself, trying to figure out her own emotions. Hopefully she's in a much better state of mind now. I know that that was a time period that was difficult for her that, you know, we were seeing. So hopefully she's in a better spot. But, you know, she is still coming across as someone who's really focused on what they have going on. All right, Francia. How does Francia feel towards Selena? Like, did you guys see that? I swear, like, what is with the flying cards tonight? Excuse me? The Tower card? Speechless. I need some more Dr. Pepper Tarot tea. I cannot take this. What? Okay, well, this is pretty loud and clear. Francia, according to the Tarot tea, all legend, sees Selena Gomez as this Tower energy. This is like chaos. This is change, chaos. This is a lot of energy, and it like flew out of the deck. So I feel like this is not positive when, like, in this reading. The Tower card can be a positive change, but this is not coming across as a positive change. This is coming across as like, I almost don't want to say it. Let's get a clarifier. That's intense. She views her as like, kind of like I don't know, I'm trying to be honest, like a lot, just like a lot of drama, a lot of chaos. She doesn't feel like a lot of emotional safety around her. Let's get a clarifier. How does Francia feel about Selena right now? Whoa. Like, literally, you guys, all those cards wanted to pop out. That was a lot. I gotta keep a hold of these with this energy. Okay, 9 of Cups. Oh my God, you guys, so this is the card that has to do with taking care of yourself, self-care, and fulfilling your own wishes. This is someone who is taking care of themselves, so this is good. I'm gonna say that it's really similar to the energy that we got for Selena, and this is not a bad thing necessarily, but this is like someone who is, again, focused on themselves. Kind of like what we got for Selena. Yeah, so this is clarifying and confirming that she sees her as someone who really is focused on themselves. Someone who is focusing on their self-care, who is working on themselves, who is very much a solo entity. The 9 of Cups is just one person by themselves with all their cups of fulfillment behind them. You know, 1 cup of fulfillment on the table, eating a cheesecake, just like loving life, right? Someone who really is in their own energy. And that's a great thing, right? You have to put your own oxygen mask on before you can take care of somebody else, especially if you're going through mental health struggles. So like, that makes sense. But I need a clarifier on what the Tower is though. Because that to me, like, it's like, if we would have just gotten the 9 of Cups, I'd be like, oh, cool. But the fact that we got the Tower first, it's like, what was that about? 8 of Cups, walking away. Dang. Ooh, okay. Here we go. So this makes sense. The Tower energy, the change, the big, like, life-changing event or situation is that Francia feels like it's time for her to walk away from Selena. Because Selena, I'm just going to interpret these cards, because Selena is so much in this 9 of Cups energy, I think that the King of Swords represents Francia feeling like she needs to cut Selena off, which we saw her unfollow Selena. She feels like she's given so much of her energy, of her focus, of her time, of her body to Selena, and that maybe in some ways it's hard to see Selena doing this 9 of Cups, like living her best life, and maybe Francia needs to focus back on herself more and on, it's kind of like needing to have boundaries, needing to walk away, needing to separate her energy. And this Tower is just like making a big change, like a big change. So I don't know how often they talk right now. I don't know what Francia's goals or like, you know, why she thought that it would be different or like what their agreement was in some way. But whatever the case, she's in a place now where she knows that for her well-being, she needs to walk away from Selena on some level, right? Maybe just energetically, maybe just focusing less on her. Wow. Okay, that's intense. Let's get one more. Let's get one more card just to describe the overall situation, because that was a lot of energy on both sides, to be honest with you. What is like the higher purpose? Let's end on a good note. What's the higher purpose of this situation for both of them? Like, what is the lesson meant to be learned here? What is the higher purpose? 5 of Swords. Okay. Guys, okay, 5 of Swords is like backstabbing. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say, this is an intense one. What the lesson is here between these two is that when you go into any sort of agreement or when you give to someone, it's sort of like, okay, like, you know how they say, don't loan someone money and then expect them to pay you back. Like if you, like when it's your friend or family member, like if you loan one of your friends or family members money, like you need to consider that like a donation. Like you can't expect it back, because then if they have trouble paying it back, it could like ruin the friendship. So like when you give, I mean, that's, I don't know who told me that, but that's how I do it. Like that's how I live. Like if I'm going to give someone money, like that is a gift, because I don't, like that's just, you know, it's what you do. And so with her, I think the lesson is along those lines. It's like when you give someone a kidney or whatever, I mean, when you, not a kidney, yeah, it was a kidney. When you give someone something, it has to just be a gift with no strings attached, or else it can create a weird power dynamic. So 5 of Swords, the idea that there needs to be clarity around any sort of agreement that two people make. I'm getting goosebumps, so confirmation. Anytime there's an agreement made where one person is giving to another person, you have to do that with no strings attached from the goodness of your heart, and you have to remain in that place where you can't expect anything back, because we're all human and everyone makes mistakes. And in order to not ruin a connection with someone, you have to give each other space to still fulfill like your own goals and to live your own life separately, like 9 of Cups. Without judgment, you have to continue to, like, even if it's 9 of Pentacles energy, like you have to continue to show up with boundaries, to show up the same way, you know, and you can't take things personally. Now, I'm not saying that this is right. Like, this is just the tarot T message coming through, the tarot T truth. Because it does look like there's also a need for Francia, for her own mental health, for her own well-being, to walk away, to be in this King of Swords energy, and to think about herself more right now. A lot of the time when you get too tied into other people, you know, and this happens in all kinds of relationships, every kind of relationship, you know, we have to sometimes remember, hey, it's okay to still do things on my own. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to not always have expectations for other people. Sometimes you just have to like live and let live. That's kind of the energy coming through here. There's a really big need for energetic separation between these two. Now I'm just like really struggling to leave it on this note because it's so sad. Let's get an advice card from Spirit, from the angels, from higher self, let's get one card for Selena, one card for Francia, then we will wrap up this tea, baby. Okay, the one card of advice for Francia from Spirit when it comes to this situation with Selena is the Star card. Yeah, follow your own star. Wow, guys. I'm not going to really elaborate too much on this. I think that, you know, we can kind of read between the lines, you know what I'm saying? But Francia needs to become a star in her own right, so that any sort of feelings of like jealousy or unhealthy lack of boundaries or feeling like you owe me or like any of that will go away when Francia feels more fulfilled. So she needs to embrace her own star power. She needs to allow herself to shine and to really focus on herself, her dreams, her goals, and her wishes coming true, because they will, because she does have a very bright future as a star. That's how she shows up. So she wouldn't have these goals and dreams if it wasn't meant to be. So she has many bright, beautiful things in her future, and that's where she needs to be putting her focus. Okay, I like that. And then for Selena, what is the advice for her when it comes to the situation with Francia? How should she look at the situation? How should she act? What should she do? Seven of Wands, competition. So I'm going to say, yeah, okay. So I'm going to say at this stage, it's not really super healthy for Selena to engage with Francia. There is kind of a weird feeling of competition between the two. And this is, I'm just trying to tell you what the tea is. It seems to be coming from Francia. So like, you know, when you have two people who are in like the same industry and they're at the same level, sometimes like they can encourage each other and it's great and it's healthy. They can push each other forward. Sometimes if one person feels a little more insecure, there can be a jealousy thing going on, and it's like, it's not super healthy. It's not always really encouraging for both people. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So I'm not saying they're on the same level. They have their own things going on, but I will say that she needs to remember that sometimes people might view her as competition in a certain way. And both of them just need to focus on themselves right now. I think there's a weird dynamic at play. Let's just say that and it's heavy, you know, and there's a lot, and not blaming anybody. Everybody has their struggles. They will probably be in a different place in the future, because I think that they have a bond that's unbreakable. You know, once someone saves your life, you can go through then, and vice versa. Once you save someone else's life, I mean, there are ups and downs throughout life, but that is an unbreakable bond that hopefully they will always keep, and remember to look at each other with unconditional love. So that is what I've got for that tarot tea. Woo, that was a doozy. Again, links are below if you guys want to check out some podcast episodes. And if you like these videos, please subscribe. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. And set up those notifications, because I post videos like all the time and I don't want you to miss the tea. All right, I love you. Thanks for being here, spending time with me. I hope you guys are having a great week.